guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a minute. It really has been a minute. I totally stopped filming in 2020 because it's been a crazy year, but we made it. We made it through. It is now 2021, and I want to start off the new year by telling you what I learned, what I took away from 2020. It was a shit show of a year, to say the least. A lot of stuff happened, but I wanted to share some silver linings with you guys, or just key points that I took away from this year. I've limited them to just 5 things. I have it written down right here in my little Cardi B notebook to share with you guys. So if you guys are interested, you guys clicked on this video, keep on watching. I am going to start off with number 1. And that is to appreciate those around you and the time spent together. So with COVID, shelter in place happened. Technically, I think we're still in shelter in place because not everyone is vaccinated. So yeah, shelter in place and social distancing really meant like stay away from everybody and anybody. And that includes your family and friends, unfortunately. So although I was able to see a few family and friends safely this year, I definitely did not get as much time with them as I would like. And that just made me appreciate the time that I did spend with them. And going forward, once everything is back to normal, I really want to be there, be present, and spend as much time with the people that I care about as I can. COVID and just everything really brought to light like how one day people could be there and one day they're not. Like you have no idea when would be the last time you would see somebody. So I took that in, and it just made me really grateful for the time I spent with others. That's number 1. Number 2 is, I wrote it down as this: take that trip, go to that concert, go to that event. And it is just what I wrote down. Like, it made me realize you don't know when's the last time you would be going to a concert. And in 2019, I went to a Jonas Brothers concert twice. And the last time was in December 2019, and I went by myself, and I was really nervous, but it ended up being one of the best things I could have done, because little did I know that was the last concert I would be going to in over a year. It's officially been 1 year since that concert. Take that trip. I am very grateful I was able to take a trip right before shelter in place and lockdown happened in March, but who would have known that that was the last trip that we would go on in the whole year. As far as like getting on a plane and traveling, I miss traveling so much, but the silver lining to everything is just you don't need to hold back. When we're back to normal and we're able to do things again and money is not an issue and everything, go to that event. You don't know when's the last time you'll be able to do it. You don't know, oh, maybe next year I'll go. Maybe next year I'll go. Maybe what if next year never comes and we didn't go? Like, just do it. It made me really just want to say YOLO. That is so old. But it really did. It made me want to be like, you know what? I only live once. I don't know why I'm hesitating on going to this concert. I don't understand why I'm hesitating taking a trip. If I have the ability to, I am definitely going to take it. And whoever is with me is with me. And I'm going to push people to go and just really enjoy life. I cherish all of the memories that I have from going out, from taking trips now. And I look back at them and I'm just like, wow, we were in Puerto Rico 2 years ago. Or wow, we were here and we went here and we did that and all that stuff. And it's things like that that really break up the normal, everyday, day-to-day life that gives you the best memories. So do it. Do it. Once we're safe and able to do it, just go in and do it. Sometimes I would stop myself from doing it. I would be like, oh, but I probably should save money. Or, oh, probably don't need to do 2 trips in 1 month. Or I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe we'll do it next year and all that stuff. I would always have some kind of limiting factor that I would try to put on myself. Who cares? Just get out and do it. Once you're able to, just live life. Number 3 is It's just tough. Number 3 is this country is a lot more divided than I thought. I don't know what utopia I thought we were living in, or like the ignorance really is bliss. Like, I had no idea. No idea. But 2020 really had people showing their asses. I don't know how of a nicer way to say it, but the country was so divided the whole year. And with COVID, like, divided a bunch of people, which is very weird because it should be uniting people. But the longer that COVID was happening, the deeper into the year that we were getting, there was the anti-maskers and now there's the anti-vaxxers, like, don't get the vaccine. People that just really don't give a shit about others. And that is scary because people are going out, partying, traveling, acting like the world is just fine, and it's not yet. I hope that it will be soon, but it really is not. And that's kind of where you see how the country's divided. There's people that really want to focus on others and like, this is good. It sucks, but this is the right thing to do right now for the benefit of the greater good, basically. And then there's people that are just very selfish and just like, no, I'm gonna live my life, which sucks. But not just with COVID. I mean, politics were crazy this year. I mean, I've never been one to really be deep into politics or really educate myself. I guess, again, ignorance is bliss, but it was crazy. This election year, I mean, on top of everything, 2020 was an election year. Absolutely insane. You really got to see what is important to people with politics and kind of where their stance is. And it's crazy. Sometimes when you are surrounded with like-minded people, you think that like everyone thinks the same way as you do, and that's definitely not true. Especially being in the Bay Area, it is a bubble, and it is a small bubble. The Bay Area is very minuscule to the rest of the country, right? To me, it always seems so diverse and people were very liberal and all that stuff, but that's not how the whole country thinks. There's a whole lot of people that have different values, different views, different political views that I was not aware of until 2020 really made everyone show their true colors. And I'm not saying there's anything bad with it. I'm just saying it really opened my eyes to a lot of different views that were not necessarily my own, that were not necessarily the views that people around me have or people were sharing, but I feel like a lot of people really came out and kind of spoke what they wanted to say. In addition to everything, the Black Lives Matter movement was a real cultural divide, unfortunately. You would think that racism and human rights issues would not be an issue in 2020. Like, I don't know, again, ignorance is bliss. I really did not realize how much racism and how much disregard for human life there is. And I'm not going to get fully into it. Realizing how divided the country is a silver lining to me because it kind of makes people get out of their bubble. I was in a bubble, I admit it, and I learned so much from it. And now I know going forward what my stance is on everything and how I can share that with others, how I can show up for communities. And I think it's important. At the end of the day, I think this country is very much so divided, and I think we need to unite and just care for one another. So that being said, we're gonna move on. Number 4, when one door closes, create a new one to enter. That's how I wrote it down. I don't know if that makes sense, but there was so much uncertainty with 2020. People were losing their jobs left and right, their livelihoods, and I seen so many people show up for themselves in different ways. Like, yeah, you might have lost your job, but you created a new job for yourself. And I am so inspired by that. I've come to the realization that we live life to work. A lot of people do live life to just work a job, but we should be living life just to live. Like, we should be able to do anything we want. We shouldn't be limited to just a job. and we shouldn't let a job define us, honestly. I'm so inspired by people that created their own small businesses in 2020 during a pandemic, like being stuck at home and trying to figure out how to make money in ways that they probably wouldn't have been forced to do so otherwise. And I am truly inspired by everyone that created a business in 2020. I am inspired by people that lost their job and were able to turn it around and figure something out for themselves and be happier doing it. And lastly, number 5, I wrote down push yourself to do things you'd never normally do. So with a whole pandemic, that means like travel is limited, for example. And when I used to think of vacations or doing something or getting away for a few days, I would just think about like, oh, where's the nicest beach? Somewhere tropical. Where can I have some nightlife going on, like going to Vegas or going to Puerto Rico or something like that. But with COVID, like we're not really able to travel in that same way. And so, for example, I ended up choosing to go to Yosemite. I have never been to a national park, I don't think. I've been to Golden Gate Park. But like I've never traveled to go to a park, to go on a hike, to have an experience in nature like that. I've never been that naturey kind of person. And so it pushed me to go there. That's what I did for my 25th birthday, and I absolutely am obsessed. I did the glamping route, which we stayed at Auto Camp in these gorgeous little campers in Yosemite. And we explored the park, and it was amazing. It was very safe, like very socially distanced. You're in your own camper, and you're in nature. Like you can social distance. There was not a lot of people there. It was a weekday in November, so we were very socially distanced, but we were able to enjoy it so much. And that showed me that national parks are really cool and amazing. Showed me different ways of thinking. It really made me push myself into doing something that I would probably never do before, and I enjoyed it. 2020 was the most challenging year. It was not easy for me nor for anyone, I don't think. I had a lot of moments of anger, of sadness, of feeling lost, and I'm going into this new year with a different perspective. I'm going into this new year with a grateful heart, with a grateful mind, and just taking everything I've learned and changing my perspective on life as a whole. So I'm going into 2021 a new me. New year, new me. Literally, I can't wait to see what this year has in store, and I hope you guys will follow me along on this journey. I'm excited. I'm very excited for 2021. And even though it's not back to normal, coronavirus did not just magically go away. A lot of circumstances did not magically go away. I am still excited for this year. I am hopeful for this year. I am hopeful that these vaccines come out and everyone gets them and we have herd immunity and we're able to kind of figure out a new normal of life and be able to go outside again, be able to go to school again, be able to travel again, be able to do anything again. I am ready for that, and I hope if you watch this video, you're able to see the silver lining of what 2020 was for everyone and go into 2021 just a better person. And I'm excited to see what 2021 has in store. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, definitely give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you took away from 2020. What have you learned? And what are you excited about for 2021? If you aren't already, please subscribe and I will see you in my next one. Bye.